Ladies and gentlemen, I here to declare that this house would impoverish the corrupter. Like the opening government said, this has the most effective way to prevent and to lessen the corrupter. It's the most effective way to do it because the corruptor are being an example to the other, so they will think twice before they do some corruption, and they will pay back more than 100% of their corruption because they can feel what the poverty felt like. And then we protect the vulnerable because we're punishing the corruptor from doing bad. And it's symmetrical because they got exposure. Like the opposite said that if we impoverish the corruption, it will impact their family, which if they impact their family are not in fault. So it's the same, because if you don't impoverish the corruptor, their family still exposed and their family still suffer. So it's the same basically on the first place. And then it's like a gambler. Gambler will realize if they lost all of their money. So to prevent more corruption, we need to impoverish the recent corruptor, all of the corruptor. And the corruptor will never change because of the rehab. Because we still left the money. So they can go back to the society, raise up, and corrupt again. So it's not the best way to do it. So the best way to do it is to impoverish the corruption. Now I want to do some rebuttals for the opposition team. They said that if we impoverish the corruptor, it's not something human. But in the first place, corruption is not human. It's not human thing to do. So it's the same thing, right? He doesn't do human thing. And then they said that we don't give them human rights. But we actually give them human rights. We still give them chance to live so they can raise back even though from ground zero. But they will feel the suffering of the poverty that they have caused. And the opposition team said that the rules are already sufficient enough. But that's not true, because the rules are meant to be replaced by something better. So impoverish the corruption is one of the greater option. And then the opposition team said, if we impoverish the corruption, it will worsen the corruption because they will take preventious thing, like for example hiding that data. But that's not true, because we have special team to check the money of government of our corporation that calls BPK, Badan Pemeriksa Keuangan. Their specialty are to check that kind of stuff. So it will be hard or nearly impossible to hide the data. And then this impoverish the corruptor is not burdening. It's not burdening the government, because we can use the retribution to support many kind of stuff. And then the rehab will not work because rehab also doesn't solve the root, which is nonsense, right? Like rehab solve the root of the corruption. That's nonsensical. And then I am here to give some other more extension. That is, this house will improvise the corruptor, will actually release the burden of the government. Just like I said before, this will lessen the corruptor because it's very effective to do. So the corruptor, other people won't even think to corrupt because they will get impoverished. they will get poor. Their money will get taken away. And then the government don't need to look up a lot of corruptors backgrounds to check each of what they do, because there are a lot of corruptors. So it's lessen the job. It lessen the job of searching background for a lot of corruptors, because the corruptors are lessened. And then it releases the burden of government, because we can allocate the impoverished money to support, like building houses for poor people to live, and we can build roads, so we can build things faster because we have the road. And then we can support more education system with this money allocation. We can use this to better our education, like giving computers or projectors to the school that are in need. So here I would say that the opposition teams are giving the chance to corruptor to corrupt again, because it's like you're giving a drug addict near a drug. So you still left the money for the corruptor, so they can rise again and be back up. So rehab is not the best thing to do. The best thing to do is impoverish the corruptor. And then the opposition team actually give more burden to the government, because the government have to do some rehab for this corruptor. They have to take care of them in jails. They have to give them good things, more speech and everything. And that actually give more burden to the government. Thank you very much.